Hi guys, welcome to my week 16 pregnancy vlog. Yeah, I'm 16 weeks today. Had my doctor's appointment this morning and that went well. I did gain 4 pounds the past month, but I think a lot of it had to do with the holidays, just with a lot of eating. It's like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's and the baby's birthday, so kind of been eating more than I usually would. But yeah, I'm up a total of 5 pounds. My pre-pregnancy weight was 118 and I was 123 today. So, I mean, not too bad. 5 pounds is like probably, I guess, normal at this point. But, like I said, it's probably just from overeating at the holidays. And then I had a house full of Christmas cookies and it was just like every night I would get a craving. I'd have like 5 of the Christmas cookies, so they're in the trash. But not because I kept snacking on them, but because they were just getting stale. So I threw them away today anyway. But kind of a busy day, I guess, so far. So I had my doctor's appointment this morning, and then I went to the hospital, which is right next door, and got my blood drawn for my second sequential screening. My first sequential screening came back with a low risk of Down syndrome, which is great, and they recommend that you get the second blood drawn, your second round of blood drawn between weeks 15 and 18. So I just figured I would go today after my doctor's appointment. And so I had that done. We got a lot of snow yesterday or last night, so we had like 8 inches of snow, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to my doctor's appointment, but I used the SUV, and like the roads weren't too bad, so I mean I got there. It's just really cold today. It's like in the teens, and like it's cold for this area, and that's a lot of snow for this area too. What are you doing? So yeah, I've just kind of been cleaning today. I got some cleaning done. I put all the Christmas decorations away. I'm about to put all the laundry away. Like, I'm just trying to get some household stuff done that I've kind of been neglecting, probably because of the holidays. So since I have some time today and I'm off work, I'm going to get all that stuff done. But anyway, sorry if the camera's shaking a little bit there. He's playing with some kind of bouncy ball thing. So far as this week, how this week's been, I've actually had a pretty exciting week. Not really as far as like symptoms or cravings or anything like that, because my symptoms have pretty much all disappeared, except for just the ones that I've been mentioning every week, like the leg cramps and the like, my breasts are still sore and full. But other than that, like, all my other pregnancy symptoms have gone away, and I've had a lot of energy this week. Like, I haven't been tired at all. And I worked 6 days this week too, so like usually I would be like dead tired today on my day off, and I'm like raring to go. I'm ready to get stuff done. So like I definitely have a lot of energy, and that's why I'm like taking advantage of it. I'm like, okay, let's clean, put the decorations away, do this, that, and the other, all that. So symptoms are good. Like, I feel great. Cravings. Oh yeah, you know what? There is a craving I wanted to tell you guys about. Let me tell you, before I got pregnant, I hated goat cheese. Like, I don't know why. I just thought it had like a weird like aftertaste to it. Well, I've been craving goat cheese like there's no tomorrow. And I make sure it's pasteurized, because I know they say to watch out for that soft cheese. But the kind I get is pasteurized. And like, I've been putting it on everything. Like, I can even eat it like right out of the container. So that has been a craving of mine. Other than that, sweets. I have been craving more sweets than usual, especially at night before I go to bed. I either want, excuse me, I either want like hot chocolate or cookies or chocolate or like stuff I really shouldn't be having. So I did buy some fat-free ice cream, vanilla ice cream, that if I get a craving for sweets, I'll have like a half a cup of that and a little bit of peanut butter. I figure that's probably better than like eating like chocolate or cookies or something like that. Other than that, I really haven't had any cravings. My hunger has definitely subsided. Like, I'm not like raging, like I'm not like starving all the time. It's kind of just like back to normal. So I don't feel like I'm overeating. I mean, I do make sure I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner and like a snack, but I'm not like gorging myself with food, like, because I'm not that hungry. Not, at least not like I was in the beginning. In the beginning, I was always hungry. So that's even subsided. But my exciting news is that I felt the baby move this week. And I know it was the baby. Like, I know last week I said, well, I'm not really sure, because it kind of feels like bubbles. Like, I don't know if it's gas. Excuse me. I'm still out of breath when I talk. I don't know if it's, I don't know. When I talk too much, I get out of breath. But I felt the baby move. And not just, like, bubbles. Like, I had my hand on my abdomen, and I felt the baby kick my hand. Like, I swear to God. Like, I mean, that can't be replicated by gas. Like, it was a definite little poke, and I felt it on my hand. So, and I felt it 3 times. So that was, let me try to think. That was Thursday night. No, I'm sorry. That was Tuesday night. Yeah, I think that was New Year's Eve. Anyway, it was like either Tuesday or Wednesday night, and I felt the baby kick, and it was so awesome. Now, I haven't felt it since then. I remember from my last pregnancy, but I also remember reading, like, when you first start feeling the baby move, it might be like once every couple days. Like, it's not consistent like every day, because it kind of depends on the baby's position. Sorry, I'm still out of breath. It's got to be a pregnancy thing, because I cannot catch my breath when I'm talking. Depends on the baby's position, exactly, you know, which way the baby's facing, like all that, because the baby's obviously not big enough to really, like, move your belly around. So, but that was, like, so exciting. And then when I went to my doctor's appointment today, he asked me if I felt the baby move, and I said, yeah. I said, well, at first I was a little confused because I didn't know if it was, like, it just felt like bubbles. And he goes, well, I'm sure that was the baby. He goes, I mean, I really doubt that was gas. Like, gas you could definitely feel, like, you know. I was like, yeah, you know, you're right. So I think the baby's been, like, I've been feeling the baby move for the past week, on and off, like I said. But that's exciting. So now every time I lay down, I put my hand on my stomach and, like, see if I can feel anything. And I haven't since that day, but, you know, I'm sure it'll increase, you know, get more and more. But anyway, according to the website, I can't remember which one it is, said the baby is about 4.5 inches long from crown to rump, and weighs 3.5 ounces. I hope I'm not wrong. I think they said it's the size of an avocado. So I might be getting my weeks mixed up, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. So baby's getting big. What else? So I've kind of been thinking about doing an all-natural birth this time. In a hospital setting, of course. Where I live, we don't have a lot of birthing centers. There are some in Pennsylvania and Delaware, but I live in New Jersey, and I think there's some, like, North Jersey and, like, maybe way South Jersey, but they're, like, way too far, and I wouldn't want to travel that far to, you know, just in case, like, anything happened. Like, I wouldn't want to have to travel that far. But anyway, so the reason why I'm thinking this is because, number one, this could be my last pregnancy, and I'd like to say that I at least experienced it once. But number two, I just want to give you a little history. My daughter was born at 36.5 weeks. I had bloody show. I lost my mucus plug, and I went to the hospital. I never had any contractions. But when I got to the hospital, I was 4 centimeters dilated. And they said, oh, you're 4 centimeters dilated. You're staying. Do you want an epidural? I was like, yeah. I mean, it was my first baby. I didn't know what to expect. So I'm like, yeah, even though I wasn't in any pain because I hadn't had any contractions whatsoever. So this was at like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night. And at 6 the next morning, the doctor checked me, and I hadn't progressed. So she said, I'm going to give you Pitocin. So I was like, okay, you know, I mean, I don't really know anything about it at this point. So she gave me Pitocin, and within an hour, I was fully dilated and was ready to push. And I think it was like literally 4 pushes, and she was out. Now, with my second pregnancy, I actually did wake up in labor, 2:30 in the morning. And it was, you know, pretty, not really intense at first, but it was, you know, pretty uncomfortable. By the time I got to the hospital, I got to the hospital at 4 a.m., I was 7 centimeters already. And I was like, it was all back labor. I mean, it was like excruciating pain, and it was only in my back. I had no pain in my front whatsoever, so it was all back labor. But mind you, I never had contractions. I never felt a contraction with my daughter. I guess because of the epidural. So I really didn't know what to expect. But anyway, so I got to the hospital and I was 7 centimeters and I wanted an epidural. Well, by the time I got an epidural, I was already 8.5 centimeters. So I think if I can get to 8.5 centimeters without an epidural, I can get to 10 without an epidural. And like, I know the last couple centimeters, like, the pain is just probably more intense than anything, but I think I can do it. And I think I want to try, just to say, well, not only is it healthier for me and the baby. Oh, and when I got my epidural with my son, I forgot to tell you, I got a horrible spinal headache, which lasted for 2 weeks. And that's when they puncture something and your spinal fluid like leaks out a little bit out of your spinal column. I know, it's like crazy. Well, I was in excruciating pain for 2 weeks from that. And not to mention, when they gave me the epidural, my blood pressure dropped and I almost felt like I was going to pass out. So they had to do whatever to get me back to normal. But like, that scares me. And I just know that that can't be good for the baby. I'm not against epidurals, like I said. I just feel like maybe this time I want to try all natural. Hello, what you got? So, I'm still going to stay with my OB, because the midwives, sorry, the midwives that deliver at my hospital do not take my insurance. And the hospital that I was planning on transferring to if I could, they offer a water birth where you can have a water birth, which would be awesome. But the midwives there don't take my insurance. So I'm kind of stuck. But I think I'm just going to go with my OB, and I'm just going to try to do a medicine-free birth. No Pitocin, no interventions of any kind if I can help it. So, fingers crossed that I get through it. I just have to be strong enough and not give in to the pain. So, that's kind of what I've been thinking about this past week. Just kind of something to play around with in my mind, but it's worth a try, So, we'll see. Besides that, guys, I really don't think I have anything else to update on. What are you doing? I don't have any. Well, I do have one baby buy, which I'll show you guys next week. I just don't chew on that. I just actually got it off eBay. I got it for $2, and it was a nursing cover. It's an Udders cover nursing cover, which I think can go for like $30 or $40 if I'm correct. And I got it for $2 on eBay, and then $6 shipping and handling. So I paid $8 total, and it just needs to be washed. I mean, but it's really pretty. It's in good condition. So I did get that. So I don't know if I told you guys, but I think I'm going to try to get as much as I can secondhand this time. I'm not talking about crib or car seat or stroller or anything like that secondhand. That stuff I would buy brand new. But I mean like the bouncy seat or the swing, like that kind of stuff, because I bought all that stuff brand new when I had my son, and he hated it. I mean, he refused to sit in the swing or the boppy seat. He absolutely hated it. And like all that money was just wasted. And I did wind up selling it because I wasn't planning on getting pregnant this quick. So I did get rid of all of it. But I think like whatever I can find, like at consignment shops or on eBay or something like that, if it's in good condition, I'm going to get it. I mean, why not? Try to save some extra money. So, yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to update on. But to me, 16 weeks seems like a big milestone. I don't know why, but it just like seems more real, the pregnancy, now that I'm 16 weeks. And like in 4 weeks, I'll be halfway through. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it kind of just feels like a milestone to me. Like, wow, I'm 16 weeks now, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me do my belly shot real quick. Sorry. My 16-week belly. I mean, to me, I don't look any bigger than last week. But I guess once I go back and compare the pictures, I can get a better idea. Yeah. All right, guys, have a good week, and I'll see you next week for week 17.